Hey folks, how you all going? Today we are doing the BeagleY AI from BeagleBoard again. Let's get that out of the way. The first one that we got, which I've got up there, failed, is DOA, the lovely people at DigiKey that I buy heaps of stuff from and would love for you to check out. They're not a sponsor, they're just great. They sent me another one. So this has turned up. I assume it's going to work this time. We're going to get into pretty much how much power it sucks, what features it's got, its specs, and maybe even see what the desktop environment's like, because I know a lot of you that like SBCs like using them as tiny computers. So you want Wi-Fi, you want sound, you want desktop, you want some GPU acceleration. We'll try that out today. First things first though, because it is the silly season, it is about midday and it's already 30 degrees in the workshop. This will be a quick video, I'm hoping. I'm going to sink this beer while I'm making it because it's warm, and then I've got to shoot off because apparently everyone wants everything done before the week's out, which is in like 5 hours. So let's get into it. Alrighty. So first things first, this is the website for it. As you can see, there's DigiKey, which is where I bought it from. The great thing about BeagleBoard though, is that this is actually open source. So I believe Seed Studio manufacture them, and then these places sell them. RS Components are really good too. Mouser I buy heaps of stuff from. Seed you can, but their shipping I think depends on where you are. But DigiKey I've got an account with and buy heaps of stuff from. So the BeagleY AI is a low-cost open source community you can read that. But it's got 4 TOPS co-processor and a dedicated 800 MHz microcontroller. That's all built in this TI AM67A. I've not used one of these before. So it's a quad-core A53, should be nice and low power. It's got a digital signal processor, dual general purpose digital signal processor with an MMA capable of 4 TOPS. So that's their NPU essentially. Then you've got a Cortex R5. So that's the dedicated processor with access to the IOs. And then all your standard accelerators, VPUs and that sort of thing. PCIe Gen 2 single lane controller is excellent. USB 3.1 Gen 1, I'm not even going to get into the terminology about that, and gigabit. Also does a few cool things. So it does have the Wi-Fi 6 module built in, which is excellent. PoE support when you slap a standard hat on it. But it can do 3 simultaneous displays. So it's got a MIPI DSI interface, it's got an LVDS interface with touchscreen support. I'm definitely going to have to check out at some point. And micro HDMI. Now it's also good to know that there are a few different types of LVDS. There is essentially, from what I understand, and I could be wrong, there is 6-bit and 8-bit, and then there's 2 different possible video encodings, which is Visa and something else. And then they can be at different voltages too, and possibly even you might have multiple channels. If it's like 8-bit, you might be dual channel, I think. I'm only just starting to learn about that, but we'll see what sort of interface is on here, because I do have a few random displays that are 40-pin LVDS. We then have 2 MIPI CSI ports, interface that does require an adapter, though they say they didn't buy. 4 USB 3 interfaces, they say here 5 gigabit, that's really good, it's worth knowing since everyone gets confused about the specifications here. USB Type-C 1.0, the 40-pin standard Pi 2 header, fan and power control, and some debug ports. Now, as you can see here, there is pretty much all of the information that you need, including, where is it, hardware design repository. So everything in here allows you to make your own one. If you didn't want to buy it, you could manufacture it yourself, and we'll get into that in a tick. And you can see there's been some really cool projects made with it. One of the most interesting ones, if you're a fan of the good stuff, is this drink bot. So someone used BeagleY AI to make kind of like a assisted drinks dispenser. You can go and check that out there. They've got links to the magazine article about it. Fashion tech meets mixology with DrinkBot 2.0, and a creepy ass futuristic dystopian image there, but that's what they used. That's pretty cool, so go check that out. Now here you can see they have pretty much the design files, all the specifications, and then you can go and get everything you need to actually make this yourself. Now, if you wanted to, what I'm going to have to tell you about is PCBWay. So they are, of course, the sponsor for this video because they do great stuff. I use them for all sorts of services. They keep supporting this channel, and that allows me to keep making this stuff and the cool products I'm working on, like Deep Sleeper and whatnot. But they've got a really awesome Christmas deal on. So I'm going to put a link below. If you haven't signed up before, use my link in the description. It helps me out greatly. But it also gives you $5 off your first order. So if you go here, have a look at their Christmas big sales, use the link to sign up, create an account. It's free, it's really quick. And then you've got all sorts of stuff here. So holy hell, there's only 7 hours left. Get into it now. No, it's not even counting down. I don't know what's going on. So So there's free coupons, free Christmas PCB prototypes, Christmas sales, and unboxing blind boxes. So we have some coupons we're going to grab. Actually, do I just click that? It helps if I let the page load fully. I hit stop before because I was downloading some files. And then we'll open up one of those cool boxes. So let's get a coupon. I'll come back to that. I don't know which one I want. I'll have to order something. Free prototype for Christmas. Theme design. Participate in the free prototypes for Christmas. Get up to 20% discount. Sweet. All right. So if you design things, I've shown off some of these Christmas badges before. They're pretty awesome. Get started with PCB orders for only $5. That's pretty sweet. $29 for 10 pieces assembled is excellent. 50% off 3D printing is bloody good. $4 per piece for 3D printing. Now, blind boxes. This is the fun bit. I've got 2 chances. Let's grab that one. Ooh, nice. I got enough beans to order me one of those. And holy hell, did that just show me what was in the box? Did you see that? Hang on, I've got to check the recording. All right, so I'm not sure if that was right, but it looked like there was an SBC under here. That might be a stuff up on their part. I'll probably have to let them know, but let's see if we get that. No, but it's a portable soldering iron. It's probably going to be a TS something or other. Let's have a look. So they added 1,500 beans to that. It's not a TS one. I'm definitely going to get that though. That looks handy. I mean, I've got the good old Pinesil. This thing here is my go-to, and I do have these in the store, but I use this multiple times per week, and it works excellently. So check those out. Thank you, PCBWay, for sponsoring this video, though. I'll definitely be getting these really sweet little, what's this, a wireless receiver module, RS232 over Wi-Fi. That looks cool, be useful to play around with. The soldering iron for sure. So if you want things like this, also go check out my shop, because I've got heaps of stuff like this. If you go and have a look at tools, I've got the Oz 64 in there, but I've usually got Pinesils. They're sold out at the moment and more coming. I've got my own rulers if you want to buy some merch to support me, and some ends, some side cutters, that sort of stuff. So I've got these 2 different types of rulers you can buy that look awesome, and every order gets a free miniature 10cm ruler too. That helps me out, and it's greatly appreciated. They make good gifts as well. So there are more Pinesils coming, but I think they're also already sold out. Check it out, see what you like, leave me comments. I've even got a little suggested product page here if there's something that you think should be shown. So now, oh my hell. For some reason I wasn't showing this. I keep forgetting to switch. So yeah, there's the Pinesil, there's the rulers. You can see what they look like, 30cm, black and purple, 15cm, and you get the free ones. And there's the suggested product button. I've got to start remembering to actually switch my recording source. So now, back here, looking at this, let's open it up and have another look. I did this in the other video when it wasn't working, but we'll quickly go over it again. Save you watching a shit video that was really short. One of those. All right, so we have, let's get up a bit closer. We have the TI processor, our dual CSI. You've got the MAC address on there, which is really nice. Gigabit interface, our 4 USB 3s that are 5 gigabit. Pi 2 header, wireless interface, wireless antenna, which is really good. This is probably going to be, yeah, that'll be your expansion port, so you can get the add-on for that. USB-C, power, and 2.0 connectivity, mini HDMI. Moving over to the back, we've got our SD card slot, and that looks like a LVDS interface, which actually looks really similar to the interface I've got on my displays. I'm gonna have to try that out at some point. I don't think I've got one of the displays here. So, next up, to flash these, it's actually really easy. If we have a look back here, there is the BeagleBoard imaging utility. So BB Imager is much like Raspberry Pi Imager and makes it easy. You've got your downloads there, and when you launch it, it's pretty much the same. You just go and pick what you want. So we've gone BeagleY AI, Debian 6.1 XFC, which is the recommended. We stuck our SD card in and we flashed it. So now we have BeagleY AI. We'll stick our SD card in there. All right, so that's just a push-pull. It's not the spring type. I do note there is some, you know, a bit of a closer look. You can see there, it's a little bit strange. I'm not sure what that discolored section is, but that's all right. So now what we're gonna need is some power, and I've got power available right here through these awesomely long silicon USB-C power cables. Plug that in. We have a new capture interface because my other one wasn't working. So I've got USB-C to an adapter for an extension, and then onto my capture device, and then onto a micro USB, I think it is, mini USB, something or other, end. So if we put that on there, I hate those tiny connectors. There is two LEDs, that's the PoE header, by the way. There's two LEDs on this. Now, red should come on when U-boot is initialized, and then blinking green when the OS is ready. So if I switch over to the HDMI interface, I am plugging the power in now. I've got the red LED on it. It's drawing about 600 milliamps. All right, we've got a blinking green LED. Oddly though, we don't have anything out on the HDMI. I'm very curious about this, but there is a few things that can cause it. So one of them is some people have said that you need to unplug it and plug it back in, and it will detect. It could have also been that I just didn't have it plugged in all the way. That didn't look great. Let's unplug it and plug it back in again. That's the power this time. Because I'm very certain this cable works. And at least this one boots. The other one was DOA, like I said. It's interesting to note as well that the JTAG header on this, still no HDMI out. I'll Google that. But the JTAG header on this is where the UART comes out. It's not the standard TX RX pins on the over here on the header. It's this little thing. I'm going to debug this. I'll get back to you in a tick. Alrighty, so it looks like what we're going to have to do according to this is actually go and enable LightDM. I thought, interestingly, that we should still get something. So if we go and have a quick gander at the getting started guide here, it says that you just plug it in and give it power and you'll get 4 penguins. So I'm not too sure what the go is there. I'm very certain that it's booted up and there's enough power, so I'm not worried about that. But let's give this quick thing a go. So what we can do, if we go back down here, I'm going to unplug the power from there, and I'm going to plug in a USB cable, USB A to C, if I can find a good one in here. All right, here we go. So power and data cable, and I'm going to plug that into my computer, because what it shows up here is that when you connect it, you get a virtual interface, and you should just be able to connect straight to it. So we'll try that out first. And there's HDMI, USB. Plug that in there. Oh, just fits. I even tried a different cable and everything. And then once it boots up, what I'll do, if we go back to our desktop, I'll just fire up terminal. Not seeing anything yet. Did I miss something there? Gonna have to deal with that drive that's dying too. SDG. All right, I'm not using that one at least. USB disconnect. Hey, all right, there we go. So that's given us that interface that we want. If we go up to our network settings, go into our wired settings, and that's going to be this weird 425 megabit one. Don't know why it's giving me 2 there, but all right. .6, it's already given me an IP address somehow as well. All right, so if we go SSH Debian at, what do they want? 192.168.7.2, 192.168.7.2. Look at that. Works first time, some of the times. And what is the password? Probably Debian. Is there no password? No. Default username password, Debian temp pwd. All right, it probably even tells me right there. I'm just daft. Temp pwd. Sweet. Temp pwd, and the same one I use for all of my random device testing. And it kicked me straight back out. So now connect back in with the new password. There we go. All right, so the next step now is going to be enabling that. Sweet. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it the old init6 to reboot. And when I do, I'm going to switch to HDMI and we're going to see what happens. So sudo init6 and that's rebooting. Let's go to Yeah, look at that. We had output. Should check that before I reboot it, but we've got a split second of it at the end. All right, so right now I've got the red LED, so it's at U-boot. You'd be seeing this over your UART connection, your JTAG connection if you want to diagnose it or debug it. Now I've got the green blinking LED, which means it should be at the desktop. It's gone black. Look at that. Excellent. All right, so now, whilst we're in there, I'm going to move my keyboard and mouse over to it. I hate these USB plug. There we go. Oh, and I'm trying to shove it in. I hit reset then, if you're wondering what just happened. Now, this processor on it is also getting pretty warm. So what I'm going to do is, whilst that boots back up again, just going to grab, what sort of fan header do we have there? Yeah. Oh no, hang on, that's UART there. Have a quick look at, that's a fan header there. That's a 3-pin one. All right, what can I do? Let's go back to desktop with my keyboard and mouse and have a quick look at what pins I can hijack for this little fan. We want the pinout guide. That's all of those. So what are those two? All right, no, that's just those. Is it in the design files? There we go. It doesn't even say what the ports are there. Have a quick look at it. So that one does definitely say UART. The other one just says J9. It's probably for an RTC because we do have that dedicated fan one there. So I'll do this old trick. I've got this dodgy piece of shit here that the glue's fallen apart on. And we'll use, go back to that pinout guide, 5-volt and ground. So I just had to make sure they were the same as the usual Pi 2 headers. We'll stick that on there. That little fan is off to the races, and he does not want to stay on there. What I can do for that though is just use a trusty little, I hit reset again, dang it. All right, there we go. So I'll just power cycle the whole thing so I don't know what buttons I hit and what I did then. That's booting back up. It's got some cooling in it. Let's go over to our HDMI. Where are we? Alrighty, so we're back here. We've got a fan and heatsink on it. It's already responding a bit better. I'm not going to hit the reset button this time when I plug in the keyboard and mouse. And look at that. We have an operating system. We have, pardon me, a mouse. First up, let's see how this is configured out of the box. So sudo su there, put in the password we chose, proc CPU info. So we have our 4 cores there. We have swap enabled by default. I never like having swap on the SSDs, but what you can do is go sysctl vm.swappiness equals 10 and just drop that right down so it doesn't want to use the swap. 4 gig of RAM there. It has expanded to fill up our SD card, it looks like. Oh, yeah, it must have. It's just weird that it's showing 18 gig. It could be the partitioning. But that all looks pretty good. We have our Wi-Fi interface here. Is that gonna... Oh yeah, it's just taking a minute. All right, there is a bit of lag going on here. Doesn't have NeoFetch installed. Does it have some HTOP? There we go, it does too. So I don't know what this Wi-Fi interface is doing. There is a lot going on, and that wireless UI was actually killing it. All right, looks like it's working. Quite a few good options there. That's not a bad interface. That connected nicely. So now let's see how we go with the browser. Let's close that off, close that off. We've launched the browser. I'm pretty certain I hit that button. We'll see what it does. And I'll then remotely leave this running Geekbench, and we'll also have to test the power consumption. So let's go youtube.com. And we'll also need to download Geekbench. Geekbench, it's probably not, there we go, just updated the time, so things will start loading. Yep, we know about that, let's reload. So the UI is not bad at all. I've got a little bit of lag that you're seeing here and the slight tearing. That's going to be this, this cheap piece of shit input device that I've got, so don't hold the lag against it in this case. Geekbench preview. Then over here, and I think there's also, what are we, we're on Firefox. I don't know the internal flags for Firefox to see the GPU usage and everything like that. So we'll load that up. It's definitely going a bit slow. You can feel there's some lag here that I can't really tell what to attribute it to really. The Wi-Fi definitely seems good. That little fan screaming its brains out. We'll give it a minute, see what happens. All right, let's go to the previous video here. You can see it's definitely struggling a bit. I'm thinking this is probably going to be more the GPU, like the 3D acceleration. Or 2D acceleration, sorry, I should say. There we go. This is the video where the other one was completely DOA. See if we can full screen this with a bit of smoothness. Some 1080-30 would be nice. God, I hate ads. It's weird using something without an ad blocker. But YouTube is basically killing off ad blockers. Oh, women from Ukraine. Lovely. Thanks, YouTube, for showing me that sort of stuff that I really don't care about. Let's change this. Let's force it. Once we get past this stupid Coles ad. Why don't you let me click that? Is that because it's full screen? Alright, just having a sad time. Yeah, it doesn't let you actually specify anything whilst it's watching one of these terrible ads. Skip that. Now we're into my 28-minute video for something that doesn't work. Wow. I waste a lot of time, don't I? Here, is it going to let me pause the video? It is, I said pause. It really is struggling a bit, hey. This is not as good as I was hoping. Oh yeah, and I forgot my original point. You could literally have PCBWay assemble one of these for you. The more you make, the cheaper it is, of course. I don't think it would be very cost effective to order just one, but you could definitely do it. You could make your own BeagleY AI using PCBWay and my discount code, link below. Is this gonna start playing again? All right, it's trying. So this definitely isn't at the point where you could use it as your everyday computer, but it is definitely doing better than a lot of other SBCs that we try out. Oh, I forgot about that download. Yep, that's ticking along. The website's just slow. It's always that slow. And it doesn't look like it actually comes with any, inbuilt stuff to show off the 4 tops NPU or TPU that it's got. So can't really give you too much there. What we can do though is just test the 3D acceleration, see if it's working. Actually, has it even got it installed? Sudo apt inst. Actually, what are we even using? PSAX grep X11. All right, so sudo apt install GL Mark II ES2. If I got that right. Sudo apt update and apt search GL Mark II. We'll give that a minute. All right, there we go. So apt Install GeoMark. Wow, GeoMark 2 ES2X11. Come on, give me my packages. Yes, I'm happy with all of those. We'll let that install. And then we'll see if the integrated GPU with this, I can't even actually recall what GPU it had. Let's have a quick, oh, I don't have the mouse and keyboard plugged in, never mind. Oh yeah, I was sudoed there, so it of course doesn't have access to my session that my normal user has. All right, got some smoothness there. See what sort of FPS we get. There's a bit of background noise because the fan's running because it's hot as balls in here. 44 FPS, all right. Not huge, not bad, all right? I'm not going to complain too much about that, but it's definitely not awesome. What I'm just going to quickly try is going back here, app upgrade. There is a pile of packages to upgrade. Let's see what's in there. Yeah, there's a whole pile of X stuff. Is there a new, there's Chromium update, whole pile of BB, U-boot, BeagleY AI things. Can't see easily if there's a kernel update. Probably. All right, let's let that install and then we'll reboot it and we'll just try that again. I'll be back in a tick. Alrighty, that is just about done. We have new Chromium, new Firefox, a whole pile of BeagleBoard specific stuff, and a slight kernel bump. It is 6813 and blah 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 R64, and the current one is R63. If you watch the speed run or the time lapse, I also checked the temperature. Everything's sitting about 55 degrees, which is what I'm quite happy with. So what we'll do now is we'll reboot this. I'll actually shut it down. We'll put the power meter onto it too, so we can do two birds with one stone. New kernel, blah, currently running, which is not the expected kernel version. Yep, sweet. I'm aware of that, bud. Which services should be restarted? Well, I don't care because we're going to restart anyway. So let's init 0 that. Off she goes. Going to come back to the desktop here. We have our little Finersi. I'll probably put a link to these guys as well. They make awesome products. I've still got their new intelligent bridge tweezers to test out more as well. I've just been learning them recently, but these are very affordable and very sweet. They're an LCR essentially that just tests everything. So if we plug this in here, that's shut down now. So I'm going to yoink the power from here and plug it in there. That fan was making a weird sound, and I'm not sure if that'll get picked up. But we can see it's drawing 670 milliamps there, so about 3 watts. The specs say this thing wants 3 amps, but I haven't even seen it hit 1 amp. I've got it plugged into my little Pine Power over there. Maybe I can, yeah, bend. There we go. I usually just plug it into that Pine Power. Wobbly. Okay, we've hit an amp. Nearly 1.1 amps there. Haven't really gone more than 10% over 5 watts yet. We've got our little flashing light there. Just going to wait till that looks fairly stable. 1.15. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. Got anything over on HDMI? We do. All right, so let's do a few more quick tests. It's automatically joined the Wi-Fi, which is good. It says the battery's charging. I do not understand that. But it might support a LiPo battery of some sort. I honestly don't know. I didn't think it did, but could very well be wrong. So, .com/@Platima. Let's see how this goes. After this, we will test Chrome or Chromium, and then I'll leave Geekbench running, and I'll put the results for Geekbench below. eSpeaking will do okay, but it's only a A53. They're only A53 cores, so they are low power. They're not, you know, an A55 or an A70 something. It means the the solutions here are designed to be more embedded and hardware specific. So whilst that loads, you've got all these interfaces, LVDS, MIPI DSI, MIPI CSI, PCIe, Wi-Fi. So it's not really designed to be used as a desktop SBC. It's designed for you to write programs or utilize features that make use of these hardware connections, at least in my opinion. You've got the VPU and 4 TOPS of processing power there. So this could be really good for doing real-time object detection and probably even object recognition if you had the right model. That's a bit outside of what I normally do. All right, so let's go with the OZ64. As I said, well, this is loading better. As I said, I've got these for sale in my shop. They're a pretty neat board that's very, very similar to the Duo series by Milk 5, but I think they're a little bit better, to be honest, at least compared to the bigger Duo. It's like a Duo SBC. Oh my Christ, ads. All right, give us a minute. 2 ads, is it? Yep. Well, let me skip this one. No, it's a short one. This definitely feels better. I'm not sure if it looks better to you, but it feels better to me. Great. Now, all right, it has kept it force-fed on 1080, it looks like. Oop. There's still some lag. That was better than before, at least. We let it pause for a tick. Settings. Yep, it's forced to 1080. That's full screen this one. I don't know why it's telling me to pop out. I don't know what the point of that is. It sounds dumb. Might be using some overlay feature so you can change tabs or something, but that's not me. Give it your 100%. Actually sit back and watch it. Although I do watch a lot of YouTube whilst I'm cooking dinner. So I can understand that. Oh yeah. So I was struggling to do the overlay and play the video at the same time, but it looks like the video on its own, you see I'm not actually moving much there. Oh, and buffering. Was doing okay. Not good for daily use. Absolutely not. But let's quit nightly, as you call it. Launches some Chromium. Don't know what the hell just happened then. Oh, there's Firefox ESR2. I would expect nightly would do a little bit better. Still only seeing about 5 watts. So back here, this has been sitting about 1.1. I'll get this. Whoop! I lost a keycap popped off my little controller. That's right. So let's go back to put the keycap back on at the same time. HDMI. And we'll go youtube.com. Oh, this feels better. What's it got? Oh, we've got no OpenGL, we've got no Vulkan. It's only software only. This isn't going to be good. Can we enable some things here to make it a little bit better? What GPU flags have we got available? Let's nick that off for a minute. Override software rendering list. Yeah, we don't care about the GPU block list. And was there something else in here that's going to be web GPU, Vulkan, encode, decode, hardware accelerated video. Now this has hashtag disable hardware accelerator and it's enabled. Let's just do a quick relaunch after that one change we've already made. The whole interface then definitely felt snappier to me though. See what the GPU internals reports. Now changing these flags can make it unstable too. It's very, very good to be aware of that. I'm just seeing if we can get us some extra acceleration. It looks like I might have made it. Oh, okay. No, we've got video decode, hardware accelerator. That's given us a whole pile of stuff. So this GPU might actually be compatible, but might just be not on a good list. Web GPU and Vulkan's not going on. So let's quickly see what's in here about those. If there's something you can override. Unsafe web GPU support. Shit, yeah. Let's go for the really risky thing. Let's see if we can max out its capabilities and make it cry. Lastly, we'll see if there's some Vulkan stuff. We've got some web GPU. I don't know what WebN is, a neural network, I guess. Let's check these last Vulkan flags because I know there are some things you can specify. Oh, all right, nothing there. Preferred ozone platform. Auto will select Wayland if possible, so we'll just quickly change that too. I don't think there's going to be anything that we can do about this Vulkan support. I think that's going to be down to the hardware there, but we've got OpenGL. And I think this should be pretty good. I'm actually feeling pretty optimistic about that. So we'll close those flags. Just double check this. That's as good as that's going to get for now. And we'll go back to youtube.com/me. Maximize it, because that pale blue background was a little bit full on. We don't need our bookmark bar there. It's definitely struggling a bit. I don't know if that's the Wi-Fi that's built in though. The download speed, when I was doing those updates, wasn't actually too bad. It could be that we're using all these unsafe features too. So let's just give this a moment to load. Oh, that looks like it's using heavy CPU something. So let's go to this video. Realistically, I should have tried it with all the features software only first to see what that's like and then see if this is better. But also we know that realistically software only is going to be garbage. So I don't think it's worth the waste of our time. I mean, this is wasting a bit of time anyway, but so be it. I should have one video that I just disable ads on. Oh, whichever one's, one of the Luckfox videos I swore in a fair bit. I don't think many advertisers like that. So it should be ad free. Come on, YouTubes. This video is just not as popular as I thought it was going to be. 600 views in nearly 2 weeks. That's piss poor. So be it. Wow, things crashing. It's really struggling. All right, I'd have to have a tinker around with that to actually see what the right combination of flags is to get it stable and actually play back video. But let's run GLmark again to just see if those updates we did anything more for us. See if we get over 50. We got like 44 and then 50 something. 48. Wait for the second round now that it's initialized, I should say. Sorry, yeah, 52. All right. So the updates really didn't do too much, but Firefox definitely felt a little bit snappier. So what we'll do now is I'll leave this plugged in so I can remotely check the power. I'm going to download and run Geekbench on it and just leave that hammering in it. We'll leave that fan on it at max tit so it's getting adequate cooling. Don't forget to check out my store if you love this sort of stuff, the modules and the tech and whatnot. Check out PCBWay. Just use the link below, sign up for a free account, and go get some free shit using those coupons. I'll put a link to the Christmas promo too. Definitely worth supporting them. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this stuff, if you like BeagleBoard, if you like SBCs, if you like these kind of unboxing reviews, like showing what you will experience if you get one of these products. Let me know with a like, a comment, and a thumbs up. And if you want to know any more about this, leave it in the comments below. And over the next week, I'll keep testing this out and can try some things out for you. So I hope you're all doing well, having a good start or middle or whatever it is of the holiday season, the silly season. Celebrate whatever you want to celebrate. Indulge in relaxation and food and friendship and family and the fun drinks. I'll catch you guys next time.